This is a long video. I go over 5 horses. This is Claire. Claire has never learned haunches in. So first we do a circle to the left, so she's bent to the left, and then we go to the wall. And what horses want to do is with their left, we want them to bend to the left, bring that left hip towards us just a little bit. And so what I'm rewarding is if she just goes into the shape, if she just brings her hips in just a little bit. And then once she can do that, then I add, can you keep your head to the left? Because a lot of horses can very easily fishtail their hindquarters around, but from the start, I want to teach them, no, we let the spine go and we do a left bend if we're doing haunches into the left. And the bend doesn't come from the neck twisting or the neck bending. The bend comes from the haunches coming in. And you'll see if you watch this whole video, it's over 10 minutes long, you'll see that the hips are wider than the shoulders. So when you do haunches in, you don't need a lot of haunches in to make it worthwhile to the horse. So she's never done this. And this is pretty normal. My mare Jackie, when I would get in front of her, she just wouldn't even go forward. So they have to learn that if the human goes in front of them and backs up and asks, like you think of, bring your hip to my belly button, that they go forward and do this. So this is the ABCs. I just made a video about this because this is what it first looks like. It does not look pretty. It does not look smooth. The horse is very confused. They're like, what do you want me to do? We use the wall so that they can't escape on that side as a barrier. And then if they do, there's a spot on their neck that you can put the whip hand here. See how I'm putting it on her neck? And it encourages her to lift a little bit. So she's doing great for the first time she's ever done this. So if they get a little sticky, see how I'm letting her go down, that forward down. I don't want her to be cramped. I want her to be able to lengthen the spine, even when she does something collected like haunches in. And haunches in is collecting. We do it a lot on the lunge line and straightness training because it brings their hind legs under them. That outside hind leg here, her left hind leg, when we're going to the right, her outside hind leg, the left leg, I want it to come under her. I don't want it to go sideways. I don't want it to cross. I just want it to come under her. So this is what it could very first look like for a horse. And so I'm asking her for a little more. She's got the shape wonderfully. And then I reward her when her head bends. This is Luca. Luca has learned haunches in. He's young. He doesn't have much of an attention span. So we are doing it, and he was way more wiggly than I thought he would be when I videoed this. So the same thing, and I use that, we call it the neck button. See how the haunches come in just a little bit? And we don't want them to barrel over us. We want their haunches, that right here, the right hind leg, to take weight. See how his shoulders swing? And so sometimes it's literally just an instant. It's one step. It's thinking about it that I reward the horse. Eventually, when they can do a step, that's great. You ask them for a few steps. What we want is for them to do it the entire long side, smoothly, without any micromanaging, without any reminders. So he is not there. Claire is not there. King, who you'll see next, is not there. Once they get to that spot, then we move to the next level. But in the beginning, again, this could take quite a long time. I don't drill it. I might do 3 repetitions to see how many steps we can get in a session, but there's no reason to drill it. And then the next time you come back, and if you end on a high note, they will repeat whatever you ended on. So we do a circle, we establish the bend, and when they come off of the circle to the wall, they're already in the haunches in shape. So we can go from that. And that was Luca. This is King. I am not using a cavesson. In the first 2 horses, I was using a cavesson. It helps keep their ears level and helps them stell, which is side-to-side lateral bending at the pole. I'm not using it with King to show you that you don't have to have fancy equipment to do this. So the half halt is on the bridge of his nose, but it's up. We're not pushing back at him and crunching him. And King knows how to do haunches in, and the camera didn't quite catch. He's got an asymmetry, like a crick in his neck to the right, that is really interesting, that haunches in and circles will help as physical therapy for him, because that's what all of this stuff is. It's physical therapy / weightlifting for them so that they can build a stronger hind leg, stronger back, more free shoulders, and have a supple pull and jaw. So when we do circles here with him, I'm not using the lead rope to get his head down. I will reward him when he does let his head drop because his pull is relaxed. When we come to haunches in, I back up and I do put my leading hand on his nose to remind him with upward little half halts to go back. So you can do this in a regular halter. You can do this in a bridle. You don't need special equipment. I won't lie, it's going to help, but that's that. And so King, I've been working on a little bit longer. This is Jackie. So you can see here how much wider her haunches are than her shoulders and how the bend, her neck is actually straight. But the bend, the illusion of the bend comes from her hips coming in haunches in. And so the left hind leg's coming under her body. Okay, I did my best with the little bird's eye view. Once they can do a whole long side, you can introduce haunches in off the wall, where you lift the whip and you tell the horse to bring their hips towards the whip. So she can do haunches in off the wall, which now means we can do half pass, which is haunches in and shoulder in the same time on a diagonal. And we want the shoulder in so that the hind leg comes under the body. If it was straight, then it'd be more like a crab walk. So once they can do haunches in the wall, you do haunches in off the wall, and then you do haunches in on a diagonal, and then like here, you do haunches in on a circle, which over time will become a pirouette. You cannot, you can do whatever you want, but in my experience, a horse that can't do haunches in on a wall for a long side isn't going to have the understanding or the neuromuscular patterns to do it like that. You can push and pull, you can jab them, you can force them in it, but what we want them light in the hand. See how the cavesson is loose and light on her because she's holding herself. Now she's a little pokey here. None of this is the ultimate quality that we want in haunches in, but it's where we're heading toward. And again, if you see the video I just posted, haunches in, the first step you do is like the ABCs. So once you can do haunches in on a circle, then you can introduce renvers. See how she's bent to the right, but she's on the left rein and her haunches are coming around that turn because her hips are following the whip. And I think I have a bird's eye view of that, hopefully, because it's very cool when they can do it. Maybe not that one. So this one, we're going to the left. Yeah, renvers to the left. She's on the right rein. And the flies are already bad. I am sorry. So here we go. So she's bent to the right and she's going to the left. That's a renvers turn. So her haunches are on the track. Oh, sorry, I didn't edit that very well. This time her haunches are to the left. And then as we take this turn, she will be on the right rein. See how that right hind leg is coming under her? And renvers turns are really hard because if they have too much weight on the forehand, they won't lift. That is the whole point of haunches in. That's why we teach it, so they put more weight on the hind end. It's so cool and fascinating. And this is Firefly. He's at liberty. So eventually the horse has self-carriage where they can keep the bend. Because I can almost guarantee you, most horses, if you do this at liberty, see he even wants to, they will put their head to the outside and grind their weight into that inside shoulder, which is the exact opposite of what we want. We have this diagonal where the outside hind leg lifts the inside shoulder. So he's doing better here. He's keeping his bend. So this is haunches into the right. And I can't remember exactly if this is a renvers. So now he's not bent. He's swatting up flies. And then he gets the bend back. So liberty is another, in straightness training, liberty grade 1 is not even grade 1 quality of movement. Liberty grade 2 is grade 1 quality of movement. This stuff, these haunches in variations, half pass, haunches in on the circle, renvers, we do with a grade 1 quality because the quality suffers a little bit at liberty because we can't remind them where to put their weight and they like to avoid, just like all of us. So that's the haunches in path that we're going. But it starts with one single step and rewarding that step and building up over time. And it's so cool.